If you're going to roleplay, why not do it together? Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 multiplayer RPGs. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at some of the best RPGs you can play with your friends. Note that we're not including MMOs. They have an entire list of their own. Number 10, Torchlight II. Sometimes you don't need a super complicated narrative or combat system to have a good time. That's where Torchlight 2 comes in. In addition to randomly generated dungeons to keep the gameplay fresh, Torchlight 2 took time to smooth out some rough edges that its predecessor left behind, such as the lack of multiplayer and weak story. On top of that, it never feels like missions are cheating you out of rewards. Torchlight 2 doesn't break new ground or innovate all that much, but it's a ton of fun and chock full of content, which makes it worth way more than its $20 price tag. Number 9, Dragon's Crown. Dragon's Crown is a blast to play with friends. You and up to 3 other players can choose from a small handful of characters to play as throughout your campaign. There's the mighty dwarf, the fierce fighter, the well-balanced elf, the powerful wizard, the awesome Amazon, and the insanely bouncy sorceress, who may or may not get this video demonetized. Each character gets their own special moves and skill trees, which makes the combat exciting and invigorating. So, if you're wanting an RPG with some beat-em-up arcade elements, you can't go wrong with Dragon's Crown. Number 8, Tales of Vesperia. While it lacks an online multiplayer mode, Tales of Vesperia still deserves a spot on this list for how it pulls off local multiplayer. You and up to 3 of your friends can control different members of your party, and as standard as this may sound, this is actually where the game truly shines. Pulling off combos with friends is immensely satisfying, and the online leaderboards incentivize us to keep improving and finding ways to increase our damage chains. With a deep combat system and beautiful cel-shaded graphics, Tales of Vesperia is a great title to jump into with friends, and it may cause you to start seeking out the other Tales games. Number 7, Salt and Sanctuary.
Man, if he gets up close, I can totally hold him back.
I can get him with flash fire from behind your shield.
Like so many modern RPGs, Salt and Sanctuary is often described as Souls-like. However, it's one of the few Souls-like games that manages to stand on its own thanks to its unique art style and hand-drawn animations.
What is up here?
It's the boss!
One of the coolest aspects of Salt and Sanctuary is the massive skill tree, which provides players hundreds of combinations. This has the potential to make every playthrough feel unique, and the sizable selection of classes isn't to scoff at either. For a game that's less than $20, Salt and Sanctuary may keep you and a friend playing for quite a while.
How do you like some lightning? How about some more lightning?
Ouch.
Fire!
Number 6, Dark Souls series. It's the Dark Souls of... wait a minute. This is Dark Souls. From Software's flagship franchise has resonated with fans because of its intense combat and epic boss battles. Oh, and the games can get maddeningly difficult at times. Of course, one of the most special moments come from those rare occasions where we can summon a friend to help us in battle, which lessened our chances of tossing the controller. However, all of that frustration pays off when we all start praising the sun together. Number 5, Divinity, Original Sin series.
You'll need to search, explore, discover, and inquire. Splitting up makes this all the more efficient, or less efficient.
At a glance, the Divinity Original Sin series looks like any other overly serious fantasy RPG, but that couldn't be farther from the truth. The Divinity Original Sin games boast a real sense of humor, compelling stories, and a creative combat system, making every playthrough just as entertaining as the last. Throw in some friends and let the madness run wild.
Apostle gets poisoned and doesn't know why. His friends laugh at him.
The games support playing cooperatively both locally and online, and the second game even includes Game Master mode, which allows one player to control the story, environment, and enemies in a Dungeons & Dragons style adventure.
Alina uses her pyromantic abilities to blow up the oil. Soon the creature is no more.
Number 4, Neverwinter Nights series.
You are a welcome sight as always.
We wanted to give this spot to the Baldur's Gate series so badly, but what put Neverwinter Nights on top was, actually, the multiplayer itself. The way Neverwinter Nights integrated multiplayer made the experience a lot more enjoyable, as you could tackle both the main story and the custom player-generated campaigns with your friends.
Then I fear any victory by the Lord's Alliance will prove meaningless.
Neverwinter Nights also included a Dungeon Master feature, where players wanting some DM experience could spawn objects, enemies, control NPCs, and more. Essentially, Neverwinter Nights was the definitive version of Dungeons & Dragons in video game format. If you never played through these fantastic RPGs, grab a few friends in the enhanced editions and jump in. Number 3, Borderlands Series.
Seriously? This is what we're doing? What the f*** is a Wing Chun?
This is a series that's only cared about 3 things: guns, big guns, and even bigger guns. Fans of first-person shooters and RPGs have found immense solace in the Borderlands series. Characters are often hilarious and over the top, while various weapon and enemy types will force you to constantly adjust your loadouts.
Everybody have the Wing Chun tonight!
On top of that, character classes offer a wide range of buffs for your team, as well as offensive and defensive abilities. With in-depth character classes and combat, any one of the Borderlands games can make for an exciting experience with friends. Number 2, Monster Hunter World. It's one of the best games to come out of 2018. Monster Hunter World isn't just one of Capcom's best games made, it's their best-selling game ever, and we can see why. It improves upon the series formula by making menu navigation less daunting and adding more beasts for us to take down. While the steep learning curve is still present, as it has been in past installments, Monster Hunter World is enjoyable enough for you to want to learn how to play better while exploring its vast environments. Add in the hundreds of hours of content, and you and your friends will have your next few weekends filled.
You did it, partner! Okay, I'll be waiting over by this line.
Number 1, Diablo series. Over 20 years later, and we still can't get enough of Blizzard's Dungeon Crawler series. There are many reasons why we and our friends keep coming back to the Diablo games. For starters, the franchise has boasted an insane amount of replay value. Dungeons are randomly generated, and the difficulty forces you to come up with new ways to play as your favorite classes. Since 1996, Diablo has been the epicenter of many late nights raiding dungeons and collecting loot with friends, but we don't see that changing anytime soon.
This cave has been purged of evil.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.